And without further ado, please, a warm welcome to the line.
Credibility with you, I'll tell you that my mother is from Thailand, and her last name is comedic, and her first name, Patra, means mother of a son who is not a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. And also to prove my Asian roots, I got a 1480 on the SAT. I got an A in a 400 level math class. And for 4 years of college, I didn't have a girlfriend. There's 150,000 Thai people in America. About 2/3 of them live in Los Angeles. Los Angeles has the only Thai town in America. And there's a sign outside of Thai town that says, if you're looking for Chinatown, it's 5 miles to the east. Thailand. You probably know that there was a military coup recently. Now this coup was met with widespread public support because the public was behind getting rid of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister was guilty of election fraud, using his position for the profit of his company, lying, and basically making a mockery of the Constitution. All I can say is, I'm glad things like that could never happen in America. It involves comedy and it involves personal development. So if there's any time in the talk when you're not laughing, that's the personal development part. These are based on cultural values, things we learned as kids from our Asian parents. And these cultural values run deeply, so they affect us deeply. And the thing is that the trick is being able to understand what causes your behavior, understand those cultural roots that are causing your behaviors. Once you understand how you act and why you act, then you can address it. Now, I'm not saying tonight all of the roomful of Asian people are going to leave here and suddenly be good drivers. And Irish have, in history, in America, have encountered their fair share of prejudice through the 1800s, late 1800s, and even in the 1900s. A lot of Irish Americans felt that the election of John F. Kennedy in 1961 was a big breakthrough for them. So as Asian Americans, we can look at the Irish example and we can say, hey, if they overcame prejudice against them, we can do the same thing. All we have to do, have more kids, stay drunk, and get in fights all the time. We'll have an Asian American president in no time. I mentioned the financial success of all Asians, the impression people have, and also specifically of the Indian Americans. But poverty is also a problem among Asian Americans. It is 50% higher. The poverty rate among Asian Americans is 50% higher than for whites, at 10%. And for every Asian American household of an income over $75,000, there's another Asian American household with an income under $10,000. Wow. And the higher numbers are a little bit deceptive because of the number of Asian American parents who work multiple jobs in order to support their family. That's the reason we had to set the pricing for tonight's event the way it is, to keep out the poor yellow trash. Doing very well, popularity-wise, in the United States in the last 50 years. I mean, we all know that Hidden Tiger, one time they're going to crouch for the Tiger Dragon. Hidden Dragon, Crouch the Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Okay. I knew I should have written that on my hand. Okay, that movie did well. All the Jet Li movies, Hero, Fearless, they all do well. And even a few Thai movies have done well recently. There was Ong Bak, Thai warrior. Didn't see it, okay. Thanks for representing. Ong Bak, and he followed it up with The Protector recently this year. And then, of course, there's Babes in Thailand 3. Another big one. Speaking of Thai porn, and if some of you didn't know that last one, Thai porn is in the title. Speaking of Thai porn, there is a restaurant in Anaheim, California that has the name Thai Porn. And it makes sense, though, in Thai, because porn, pronounced pon, I think, but porn means in Thai blessing. Just like it does in English. Roles for Asian Americans to play normal people. And that's the thing that's really hard for Asian American actors, is that besides films like that, we're relegated to roles as, for men, martial artists and nerds. I mean, really. Not nurses. Oh. Nerds.
Nerds. Okay.
And for women, prostitutes. Which is not the most flattering that we could be hoping for. But the perceptions are changing, although slowly. I mean, I even learned the hard way that not all Asian American women are prostitutes. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the true stereotypes and how they affect us. The first one I'll get into is that we tend, as Asians, we tend to have a hard time expressing our emotions. We tend to hold in emotions, particularly negative emotions, such as anger. I have been told personally that I hold things in too much. And it really kind of makes me mad. In fact, I get so pissed off, I come this close to saying something. But I know, as we all do, that if we talk things out, we can avoid problems down the road. For example, going back to high school, there was a girl I liked. I didn't like that she would flirt with all the other guys. But I didn't complain to her. I just let it go on. A few weeks went by, and I was starting to think it was affecting our relationship. So I finally talked to her, and when I did, her answer was kind of liberating for me. She said, "I'm sorry. Do I know you?" Now, it is a vital life skill to learn to express your feelings, particularly affection towards other people. Freely, openly, and repeatedly telling someone how you feel about them is very important for relationships to reach the next step, a restraining order. Emotions. I'm sure many people here know an Asian person who has a hard time saying, "I love you." It usually comes out, "I rub you." Now, that's a bad joke. But it points out. I didn't think anyone was going to laugh at that. I've been told that I have a slight lisp. Now, of course, or as I talk to Asian Americans, that it's not uncommon to have this lisp. And it's not so bad either, because I get a lot of free drinks at gay bars. Another true stereotype about us is that we have a real hesitance to self-promote, to go out and sell ourselves and ask for jobs. We give other people credit, or to not get credit when we deserve it. I was on a project for 2 years in a fairly visible position, and when the project was finally successful, I was notably absent from the people who received awards. And I took it graciously. I wrote nice emails to the people who received awards, and then I dealt with it, I thought, in the most effective way possible. I deleted them from my MySpace friends list. Some Asians replace sports with gambling. In fact, gambling is the number one. A lot of people feel that gambling is the number one problem affecting the Asian American community. One poll showed that 21% of Asian Americans consider themselves pathological gamblers, and another 16% problem gamblers. And that compares to the general population figures of 1.3% and 3%. 1.6% and 3%. So it's a huge problem among the Asians. Considering the odds against gambling success, maybe Asians aren't as good at math as they thought. And the last thing, punchline tips. 3. Couple. 1. Recognize their stereotypes and how people view you and how you view yourself. 2. So that wasn't 3, that was one thing. 2. Understand how cultural values affect you and how you may want to choose to change your behavior. And 3, educate other people that what they think or what they see may not be who you really are. Yellow is the new white. Anyway, thank you for paying attention. I hope you got some insights, maybe a couple laughs. Thank you to NAP for having me here tonight.